Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 1. This beanie. Why? Because it's got a light in it. This little beanie has saved my bacon and kept me from leaving any gear out in the woods somewhere when I was shooting astrophotography and things after dark, and kept my head warm. Link in the description below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 2. Behringer Euphoria UMC 202 HD. This audio interface is so good and so inexpensive, I have 2 of them. One lives on my desk all the time for all of my editing needs, as well as for my Zoom meetings and my microphone, and overdubs, all that kind of stuff. This one is the one that goes with me when I'm doing live streams out and about and need to have really clean audio. These guys are awesome. Link in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode Universal Flash Mount. Awesome. Your flash goes right here, gets pinched down, goes on a light stand here. You can put a regular umbrella style mount here, or you can do a Bowen's mount style modifier right here on the front. These are awesome. Link in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 4. The Tenergy TN438, or whatever model you can get now. This thing has been great. I've had it for years. I use it for charging all of my flash batteries, and I can charge so many all at once. I love it. Link in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 5. Allen wrenches. You always need a set of Allen wrenches. Everything in cameraland is put together with Allen wrenches. Get a set. Probably not this set. This one's kind of a cheap set. I'll put a link into one that looks pretty decent in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 6. This Suri, whatever it is, quick release plate. See, this rig just came with a thumb screw. Who wants to be fiddling with a thumb screw every time they put their camera on and off of a rig? So I attached this little guy, and now you can slap any Arca Swiss plate on, tighten it down, take it back off, you're ready to go. Link in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 7. A small power bank like this. Now what do I use this for? I use this to power things like this so that these little batteries never run out. I mean, look how tiny that is. Compared, these save my bacon. Link in the description where you can get one like this, but not this one. This one's old. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode Electric tape. Why electric tape? What am I using it for? I'll show you. Remember our battery bank? Sometimes you just need a quick and dirty way to attach something to a tripod or light stand. Ta-da! And this takes up a lot less space in your bag than a big old roll of gaff tape. Like and follow for more. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 9. These flashpoint light stands, I use them all the time. I'm using one to light me right now. They're great, and if you release the mechanism, they fall down nice and slowly. Link in the description below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 10. This little guy is the Guarmach HDMI to USB-C adapter. This allows you to hook up pretty much any camera source with an HDMI direct to your computer to use it as a live streaming camera. Really upgrades the quality of your broadcast. Link below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 11. This Boya wireless mic system. Open it up. Oh look, where are all the pieces? I'm using it right now. That's where your audio is coming from. They sound great, and this right here acts as a battery pack for even longer days of shooting. Link below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 12. This little Sony recorder. Anytime I'm not recording audio direct to camera or I need a backup, this is the guy I use. Comes with this cute little pouch. And if you need to use the mic in this instead of attaching a lav mic here, you can just take this whole thing, the mics are right here, just like this, throw it in your talent's pocket. Works great. This particular model's getting a little hard to find, but if I find a link to it, it'll be below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 13. Samsung branded SD cards. These are the only SD cards I use because I've never had one fail on me. At least not yet. Link below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer. Episode 14. The Godox SL60W. 60 watt LED. Pretty dang bright. I love this thing. I use it all the time. Built-in mount. Built-in Bowen's mount. Easy to control. Comes with a remote. And That's what's lighting the scene right now, actually. It lights the scenes in most of my video. Do they make something bigger and badder and better? Yes, they do. But these are paid for and pretty inexpensive. If I can find a link to it, it'll be below. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 15. Panasonic Anyloop batteries. These little rechargeables. This is what goes in every single one of my flashes, always. And they never die. They hold up forever. They hold a charge forever, much longer than your standard rechargeable battery. That's why these are great. They also discharge faster than a normal alkaline, which makes them perfect for using an off-camera flash. Anyloop batteries, link below. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 16. The Power Extra dual charger for the NP-FZ100 batteries from Sony. I use this thing every day and have been using it for years. It's still going strong. Link below. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 17. e.l.f. high-definition powder, or at least some sort of high-definition powder. Why? This stuff knocks down the shine on your talent's skin. Really can help. Very, very subtle. No one will ever know that they're wearing makeup. You just dab a little bit of this on them. Boom. Beautiful. If I can find a link to it, I'll link it below, because this stuff I use all the time. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 18. Scotch-Brite Mobile Lint Roller. I use lint rollers all the time. Not having fuzz, cat fur, dog fur, whatever on your talent's t-shirt will save you so much time in the edit. I always pack one of these in my camera bag. Link to whatever one I can find below. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 19. My finger doesn't want to move that way. Some sort of camera remote. This particular one happens to be a JJC. You can find them normally on Amazon. I'll link below if I can. But this will save your bacon anytime you're doing astrophotography, real estate photography, anything where you really need the camera to not move at all. I use this and I stand away from the camera, click it. That way I cannot introduce any shake to the camera. So get yourself a little cheap remote. You'll thank me later. Link in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 20. Extra batteries for everything. Yeah, these happen to be the NPF Z100s for like Sony a7 III and up, but always carry multiple batteries with you when you're on a shoot, even if you don't think you're going to need them. This will save your bacon. I'll have a link to some in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, 21. Business cards with a QR code on them. Do not think that just because we're in 2026, you don't need business cards anymore. Keep a couple in your camera bag. Keep a couple in your car. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been out on a job and someone asks, "Oh, do you have a card?" By gosh, yes I do. Like and follow for more. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer. Episode 22. It's not just the dead cat, it's the microphone inside. This microphone happens to be the Sony one that goes directly into the multi-interface shoe. See? Just like that. Tighten it down. You're good to go. It also interacts with the camera to have auto gain. This particular model I think has been discontinued and replaced with a slightly newer model. I use this for capturing my secondary audio, whatever I don't catch with wireless labs, things like that, and as a backup track. Works great. Link in the description below if I can find one. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 23. Step-up rings. I normally only carry one polarizer filter and or neutral density filter, and all of these little step-up rings. And I just take whatever size I need to match the lens that I'm using, and then put the filter on top, and then I only have to have filters in one size. Pretty handy. Link in the description below. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer, episode 24. The Ulanzi VL120 RGB. He's such a cute little light. Turn the little guy on. Ah! Really bright, got lots of different colors in it, got special effects in it. Got some cool guy special effects in it. Does all sorts of things like police lights. And what's really great, you can slip it in any cold shoe mount or anywhere you got a quarter 20. Now you have a cute little vlogging setup for after dark. If they're still available, I'll have a link to them. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer. Episode 25. This little guy, the Cam Kicks wrist straps for your camera. Put your hand in. Now you're ready to go, and it's pretty much impossible to drop the camera. I have these on all of my cameras. Link in the description below. Gear I actually use as a photographer-videographer. episode 26, the little Feiyutech gimbal cam. Now, does it have the best footage? No, it's got a pretty decent little gimbal on it. It's got a wee bitty tiny screen, kind of hard to see. It does have the nice feature where if you triple tap, the camera spins back around to record you, triple tap again. Whee! But the coolest thing you can do with this is disconnect the top from the bottom, and this is magnetic. You can stick this right to the top of your car. It's pretty slick. Link in the description below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer, episode 27. My favorite flash modifier. Why is it my favorite? Because of this mechanism. Focus, dude. Super portable. All you do is grab that. That clicks it in. That's how you open it. Your flash mounts right here. Comes with a handle. When you're done, all you have to do is pop those back down. These little levers. I don't know if you can see that little lever. Pop it back down. Wrap it back up. You're done. Super fast, super portable. If they still have them, I'll put a link in the description. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer, episode number 28. Here we are with Godox again. It's the TT600. I don't know if they make this exact one anymore, or they might make a better one. But these have been rock solid. I have used them for years and never had a problem. They're awesome, awesome, awesome off-camera flash. Link in the description below. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer, episode 29. Another Godox product. This is the X2T for Sony, the wireless flash trigger. They work really well, although I have gone through a couple of them. They don't seem to last forever, so keep that in mind, but they are pretty inexpensive. If you'd like to pick up one, there'll be a link in the description below for whichever the newest model is. Gear I actually use as a photographer videographer, episode 30. This little guy is actually designed for you to shove your flash in here and give you a nice big softbox that's mobile right on the end of your flash. However, the back side is super handy because you're also carrying a gray card with you all the time. Super, super handy for video. If I can find a link to it, it will be in the description.